Hello everybody. It is hot, muggy right here in South Georgia today. And I actually went pig hunting yesterday. It was 98, I think. And the only time we saw pigs was on the ride out. So anyway, I want to talk to you today about some things you need. This is, I mean, you know, we've got our bow and our arrows, and we're learning how to shoot, hopefully, and get to be a pretty good shot. We got to keep on practicing, but we need to go ahead and start working on things we're going to need to go hunting come August 15th. If you live in the South here for pigs, I was hunting on a military base the other day, and I honestly rather hunt on the management areas if it was open, but it ain't. So let's talk about some things that we need. These are must-haves. If you hadn't caught on yet from me, I don't spend a lot of money on stuff. If I can buy something cheaper than what everybody's using, that's what I buy. But it's got to work for me though. And so first thing you got to have is some clothes to hunt in, right? And you can go spend all kind of money on camo, and you may see me wearing camo sometimes, and the only reason that is because it costs the same or less than what the option was at Walmart, buying clothes back there. The Walmart Wranglers, you can get a green pair of Wranglers, and they actually have some camo looking ones, and you can buy those cheaper than you can anything else, and they work just as good. So that's where I get my pants from most of the time. I have bought catch the ones at Bass Pro on sale. I like the ones that have the cargo pockets I can put stuff in, as opposed to little bitty zip up things and all that. I don't want no zippers. I want cargo pockets. And so anyway, you got to have some hunting pants, long pants, green. I like the greens better than the browns, and I do use the grays a lot when I'm walking in, you know, in late season. And shirts, I like cotton. You can spend a whole lot of money on those shirts that are, you know, supposedly cooler, and they may not be, but an old cotton shirt is hard to beat. Like the t-shirts like this for doing your scouting, pig hunting in the heat. You can buy you some long sleeve camo shirts that you can buy at Walmart, or either at catch them at Bass Pro and places like that. They're not that expensive, $12, $15 for a shirt, $20 at the most. And so anyway, you got to have some hunting clothes. And I wear hats when it's cool, but when it's not, I got the big bandanas to put around my head. And I wear those, and it's hot here today. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sweating sitting here. And but I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I don't buy them $100 pants, and I do have a wool jacket that costs like $180. But when it's super cold, I wear it, and it'll keep you warm, because you know, you can't be so bulky that I can't draw my bow. I think that's the most expensive clothes that I have. And I got a pair of overalls that are insulated. They were like 70 bucks. But everything else is just regular old clothes you can buy at Walmart or somewhere like that. Second thing is a must-have. You got to have some snake boots if you're going to hunt down here. We hunted yesterday, and there for a while we had seen more snakes than anything else. We saw a few snakes, and really close. Had one of them been a rattlesnake, I saw him right the next step away. You know, he's a black snake, but you can never tell. Snake boots just give you a good peace of mind. I like the Lacrosse, I think they're called Alphas, the snake boot, rubber boot mix deal there. And that's what I wear most of the time. I also use redheads. I got a video on snake boots if you want to check it out. I've had those Lacrosse now over a year, and one of them leaks because I gouged a hole in it with a stick. And I melted the hole back up and filled it up with some filler, and it don't leak now. I wore them actually yesterday. And they're cooler. During hot weather, they're cooler. If you have those other ones, the lace-up ones, you put your pants in there and you lace them up, you hunt all day, your leg will be just red and sweated down. I like snake boots, and if you hunt with me and we're going hunting here in the South during August or September, if you don't have snake boots, I won't hunt with you. I don't have time for that kind of stuff. Snake boots are like a tree harness. You don't need that joker till you fall, and that's the same way snake boots are. So get you a pair of snake boots. I actually have two, the way I rotate them, so they get sweaty and all. That way they don't you know, get some time to air out before you wear them again, so you can rotate them. I like, you got to have a thermocell. It don't do nothing for gnats, but it'll sure keep the skeeters off of you, and you think that you don't need it, till you get down in the swamp. Get you a thermocell, and they say, oh, to spook the game, if he can smell the thermocell, he can smell you, so he's spooked anyway. And I carry bug spray. I spray around I don't treat my clothes and like a lot of people do. I just, before I leave the truck, I spray around the cuffs, spray around my waist, spray kind of around my chest right here, and I very, very, very seldom get any bugs on me. So, I mean, you know, it's, and if you go get sweated down, you come back to the truck, take a break, you probably need to spray around again. But also, if you, I carry a little small pump bottle in my pack. That way, if I get sweated down or my thermocell quits working, I've had that happen before, that'll get me back to the truck for sure. I don't know how I used to hunt without a thermocell. That's a must-have. A compass is a must-have. You may have all this and that on your phone, but get you a compass, put it around your neck. That helps you trailing animals. It helps you if your other stuff don't work, but get you a compass and learn how to read it. It's really simple. If you park at the road and you head south to go in, well, when it's time to come out, you head north. And if the road is a long road, you may not come out exactly at the truck, but you'll come out at the road. That's a heap of lots better than wandering around in the swamp lost at night. So, and you get the trailing. Say you shoot an animal and you're trailing, it's easy to get turned around. You may in some woods you're real familiar with, but you get the blood trailing and your focus is on that, you need a compass. Get you a compass. You gotta have a good knife. That's a must-have. The compass is a must-have. And everything I'm telling you, you gotta have. You gotta have the clothes. You gotta have the snake boots, are a must-have. You gotta have a compass. That's a must-have, in my opinion. It's cheap. You can get one, a good one, for 25 bucks. Get you a. Don't get with little round ones that you can't hardly read that hangs on something. Get you a good Sylvia, I think it's called. And I have a marble compass on my quiver. All right, you gotta have a good knife. That's a must-have. And I recommend having two with you at all times. I keep one in my pack that stays in there all the time. It's real lightweight, not a big heavy knife, just a little flat little knife about this long. And then I carry a case trapper in my pocket. It's got two blades. One thing, if it's really, really hot, you want to stay away from having anything in your front pockets, because as you're walking, your pants slide right there. And if you got your pockets full of stuff, believe it or not, it'll tire you out. So I try not to have anything in my front pockets. So I carry a case trapper though, almost always. It's got two blades. You need a good sturdy knife for boning out and all that, and you can use two blades and never have to stop and sharpen, as opposed to having one and maybe you don't quite get through with your critter and he's dull. And a dull knife will cut you quicker than a sharp one will when you get to trying to force it to do stuff. So the case trapper gives you two blades. It's a good knife. In my opinion, you don't have to have a case trapper, but a good two-blade pocket knife is a must-have. Old timers, I carry a Barlow a lot. I like a Barlow, but you got to get a well-made Barlow. Them $10 Barlows, when you start prying a little bit to pop those joints, the blade will wiggle. So get you one that's well-made. Knives, must-have. I'd say two of them, and they don't have to be a lot of money. You got to have a pack to carry your stuff in. You can spend too much money on a pack, or you can spend what you can afford. And if you can afford a real high dollar one, then by all means get what you want. But if you're like me, I'm not going to. I packed out, I bet you, between 75 and 100 animals, and walked many, many miles with a $24 pack from Bass Pro. And a whole deer fit in it. And there's tricks I'll show you. If I can ever manage to kill one in the daytime early and I got battery, I'll show y'all how I do that. How I bone them out and pack them out, and even pack two animals at once when they won't all fit in your pack. But you got to have a good pack. Get what you can afford. And there again, I would rather have two cheap ones than one high dollar expensive one, because they're going to get sweaty and you can rotate them. And I actually try to set both of them up so I never take nothing in and out, except, I really don't take anything in and out. So you got to have that. You got to have a good pack is a must-have. Fanny packs are pretty cool, but you got to pack something to take your meat out on top of that. So I use a backpack. Because you're going to have some water in it, and I carry just water bottles, but you can get you a container or whatever. I like to carry a little piece of rope about big around as your finger here, maybe 20 feet long. It don't take up no space. 4 or 5 plastic bags for packing your meat, and you can use them for waders. You can buy, there's wiggies Jason uses, and they work really, really, really good. But for me, I seldom have to cross water like that. If I do, it's a short run, and I use plastic bags. And if you can afford those others and you want them, then get them. But this is a must-have, these bags. It makes a good rain poncho. And like I said, you pack your meat and you get more than, you bring a couple, because if you do were to kill 2 hogs out there in the swamp, one of them fills up your pack. The other one, you can put all the shoulders from both hogs in the other pack, tie them up, and then double them up and tie them on the outside of your pack. And so you don't have to make but one trip getting your animals out. You gotta have a little sharpener for your knife, or know how to sharpen it. If you got 2 knives, you're not going to be worried about a sharpener. But if you only carry 1 knife, my buddy Pat Kelly, he carries a one of those Rata little wheel sharpeners in his pack, and you can touch your blade up in just a few strokes and go right back to business, and touch your broadheads up as well. And a fella that carries something like that tells me he misses a lot. That might be why he's doing that. I'm gonna have to ask him. But anyway, that's a good little cheap little rig to have to sharpen stuff, that Rata wheel sharpener. It does a really good job. You guys shooting Simmons broadheads that struggle to sharpen them, that thing will sharpen them up for you pretty good. All right, you got to decide if you want to have and you carry your snacks in your pack as well, drinks, water, snacks. I carry a little bottle that has like some a sinus, something. If I get a bad sinus headache, you might be 2 miles and all of a sudden get a terrible headache, or some Advil in case my feet or back gets to hurting me, and you know, stuff like that. And maybe some normal medicine you have to carry. And then you gotta decide if you want to pack. Let's go back. Pack is a must-have. You got to have one. I'd buy 2 cheap ones instead of 1 expensive one. You gotta have you gotta decide if you're gonna hunt on the ground or in a tree, or both. But if you're gonna hunt, you know, climbing, you gotta have a good stand, and all the stuff that goes with it. A safety belt being at the very top of the list, a proper safety harness of some sort. And I won't get into all that, but you can do that online. You need a depends on your style of hunting. The way I hunt in the South, this is what this video is about. When I hunt with a tree stand, I don't hunt with them anymore, but when I hunt with a tree stand, I wanted something light, something I could put up really quick, because I seldom climb the same tree more than twice. I climb it in the evenings, climb it in the mornings, then I pull out. So you want something that's light and mobile. And I scout with it sometimes on my back in October when trees are dropping, and I climb right then. So a good stand, and if you're going to hunt off the ground, you need a good chair, a good proper chair that you can carry around. I got the Waldrop pack seat, both versions of it, and I'll tell you what, I love them. And it's going to cost a few dollars, and maybe you don't want to spend that. Well, find you a good cheap chair that works for you. Comfortable is key, and it needs to set pretty low. I'm sitting in a Walmart chair. It cost me $15. I camoed it. I've caught catfish here at the fishing hole, and I've killed deer sitting in it. So it works good. But it's not toter friendly, but you can rig it up with some straps and carry it. It's much lighter than a tree stand. And also, one thing, if you're going to hunt off the ground, I would recommend you get you a cheap ghillie suit. I would not get one of those burlap ones that are heavy, kind of heavy, especially if they get wet, and they stink if they get wet, and they are super hot. They work excellent, and you know, in ideal conditions and later on in the year. But that is a kill suit. You can Google that, kill suit. Get the not the pants and the shirt, but get the long coat, and you can do some trimming on it, and it's made out of a thin material that's not hot. And I've killed deer using one, and I really like them. They're not heavy if they get wet. You can it'll fit in your pack with no problem, and after you get set up and cool off, put it on. Just a good thing. So you'll need that. And you need a camera, because you'll want to take pictures of your adventures. Everybody has their phone, and that might be all you want. But I like a video camera. You know, I started doing this stuff, but I always carried a camera with me, a little Canon or something. And if you're going to get in your canoe, put it in a plastic bag if it's on your pocket or whatever, because I have drowned 2 of them. So and if you're going to like bait your hook and you got it in your front pocket, it will fall in the river. Just a heads up. And your wife won't like spending money for drowned cameras. So get you a camera though, or use your phone, you know, be something that you can use, because you'll want to remember. I mean, I like to take pictures of just what I'm seeing out there, you know, stuff people won't believe, like a snake this long trying to eat a squirrel half as big as him. If I told you about it, you wouldn't believe it, but I got a picture. The other day, solid white squirrel. If I told you I saw a solid white squirrel with pink eyes, you wouldn't believe it, but I got a picture. If I told you I killed 3 pigs at one time, you might not believe it, but I got a picture. So anyway, a camera's good to have. And you know what, if you're hunting and it's warm weather, and it's warm weather most of the time hunting in the south, right? You got to have a cooler. I will never, ever, ever, never buy a cooler that costs $200. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. And so I just use regular old coolers. You know, you can't, there's some are better than others, but them 5 or 7 day coolers may set you back $40. That's all you need, because I'm not going to keep an animal in the cooler for like 5 days. I'm going to, you know, without being able to change ice or something like that to keep it cool. What I want it for is I'm 2 miles in the swamp. I kill a deer. It's 85, 90 degrees like it is in September. I bone him out and get to the truck. I immediately want to put him on ice. I don't want to ride around another hour getting ice for him. I've already spent an hour getting out maybe. I want to be able to put him on ice immediately. And then I'm through with it, and you know, where I can mess with it the next day or something like that. So get you a good cooler. You got to have a cooler. And I hear a lot of people talk about things you need, but they never say that. You got to have a cooler. When I'm hunting out of my boat, I got a little small cooler for fish that I catch with ice in it. And then I have a cooler if I'm hunting as well to carry my drinks, and if I kill a hog, you know, I put him in there, or a deer. You don't want to put fish in your regular cooler, because then when you, like next week, after you done washed it out, you'll grab that drink and fix to drink it, and you can smell fish on it. So don't put fish go in a cooler all by themselves. And that's about all the things I can think of right now, but the number one thing you got to have is I keep a Bible in my pack. And people say, well, I'm in the outdoors, I'm really close to God. You get even closer if you crack that Bible open and start reading a second or two, or a page, you know, a little bit, and it's relaxing. You're always increasing your knowledge of God through prayer and through reading the Bible. And it's time well spent. And it's so carry you a Bible with you as well. And that's sure there'll be more stuff, but I'm thinking, you know, we're learning how to hunt, get ready to hunt with longbows in the south. We're getting our bow rolling, everything's going. And these are some little things that in my opinion are must-haves, and hunting season around the corner, you need to go ahead and start trying to pick these things up. And remember, you can spend as much money as you want to, like flashlights, for instance. You can spend $200 on a flashlight. I've never bought a flashlight that costs more than $25. And I'm not saying that's the route you want to go. If you got the money to spend, buy you one. But I never go to the swamp on a hunt like the ones I go on, miles deep, without 4 flashlights. I carry 2 headsets, and I carry 2 small flashlights like that. Whatever you do, whatever you buy, if it's a $500 flashlight, don't carry just one. Because I assure you that $500 flashlight will explode when it hits the ground. Or there's a good chance something happens and it don't work. You're 2 miles in the swamp without a light, and it's black dark. So carry more than 1 flashlight. Like I said, I carry 4, 2 headlamps. You shoot an animal right there at dark. Maybe you don't hit it just right. It takes you 2 hours to find him, and you're burning your flashlight the whole time. You don't blood trail in the dark, right? You find your animal, then it takes you a few minutes to bone him out, then you got to come out. So I don't want to know if I want to put all that faith in just 1 flashlight. So there you have it. Those things that you need. And like I said, I'm assuming we done got our bow, everything's rolling. Things that we need to have, and so the donkey's happy again today. I don't see why he's so happy. He's out there in the pasture and it's 300 degrees, but he's telling the news. He may be hollering air conditioning. Y'all keep the good Lord first here. And thank y'all for watching my videos. And I had the Bible at the last of the list because I wanted to talk about it a minute, but I would suggest you put it at the first of the list and have one in your truck, one in your pack, and one that you crack open every day multiple times at the house. See y'all on the next one.